game week 2 in the Premier League, and it's time for us to do our Premier League predictions again. Now, last week, we got a few right in terms of the result, but we actually got 2 completely correct. We got Spurs 3-0 versus Burnley, and we got 1-1 for Fulham and Brighton. So, 2 out of 10, it's not great. But, I mean, it's not bad. We could have had 0. We could have had absolutely 0. I think we were 1 goal away on the City game. I think I put 4-1 and it was 4-0, so that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I didn't expect Sunderland 3-0. I had 2-1 for that, but then other ones let me down. Like I had Everton to win against Leeds, and they got absolutely... It looked like Everton with a championship side. It really did. And yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest. Leeds cooked. They really did. Okay, but now it's time to go through this week's games and give our predictions. So first up tonight, we have West Ham versus Chelsea. After that performance against Sunderland, I think there's only one winner. I think Chelsea are they're gonna batter him, aren't they? Saying that, they were very poor against Palace. I thought Palace, you know, they could have had the win if that Eze free kick wasn't disallowed. I mean, according to the laws of the game, it should have been, so we're not going to complain about it. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea. 2-0 Chelsea. I just think they're a much better side than West Ham. I mean, West Ham could sneak a win. They've had results like that in the past few years, so you never know. They could sneak a 1-0 or a 1-0 or something like that. But I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea to start. Who do I want as goal scorers? Oh, if they get a penalty, Power will score. If not, he won't, because he can't score from open play. Useless. So I'm going to go with João Pedro and... I don't know. João Pedro and Cucurella, if he's playing. He's not... He should be fine, right? Pretty sure he's fine. I don't know why in my head I feel like he's injured. Is he injured? I don't know. Don't know where that's come from. Just in my head. You know what? Cucurella and João Pedro. 2-0. We'll stick with that. Next up, the 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, which is Manchester City versus Tottenham. Now, this has been an iconic fixture in the last decade or so. The amount of times that you expect City to just roll Spurs over and Spurs nick a win or a draw, it's ridiculous. Unless, you know, they need to get a result for Arsenal to win the league, then, you know, Son just misses an easy chance. Hey. Anyway. Spurs looked alright, you know. They looked alright against PSG. And they looked alright first game of the season. City looked very good first game of the season, to be fair, as well. But it was Wolves, and I think Wolves are going to struggle this year, I really do. So I don't really know what to go for here. I feel like maybe edging it for City, but as I said, Spurs have been such like a bogey team for them. I don't know. I'm going to go 3-2 Man City. 3-2 Man City. I feel like City are going to be able to score goals. We've seen that this season. But I feel like they did concede a few chances that maybe could have resulted in a goal against Wolves. So maybe against, you know, some better players. Richarlison's in good form. Yeah, you never know. Could get a couple goals. So I'm going to go 3-2 City, as I said. I'm going to go with Haaland to score again. Make it 3. I'm going to go with... I don't even know how the hell you say his name. Bloody reindeers are... Whatever the hell it is. I don't even know what it is. How would you say his name? I genuinely don't know. The only way I've called it was a jokey way, just like reindeers. Unless it is how you say it, but I'm sure they were joking. I'll go with him to get one again, because I feel like he is class. I feel like he could be a serious player. Not that he's not a serious player already, but I feel like he could be. Oof. And I will go with Doku. Doku to get a goal, if he plays. And then for Spurs, I'll go for Richarlison to get another one, keep up his form, and Brennan Johnson. That'll be my 3-2. 3-2. Oh, it's going to be 2 on Spurs now. Screw it, 3-2 City. No, 2 on Spurs. No, 3-2. Time for the 3 o'clock games, which are so annoying you can't watch them still. We got Bournemouth versus Wolves. Now, I can only see this being a Bournemouth win going off the first weekend of the season. Who am I going to put as goal scorers and what's the score going to be, though? I feel like it will be closer. I feel like this is more like a 2-1 or something. Maybe a 2-1 with Evan Nielsen and Semenyo scoring for Bournemouth. Semenyo keeping up that form. Yeah, another player scoring back-to-back weeks. I don't know why. He looks some player, though, doesn't he? And then for Wolves, Strand Larsen. Nice and simple, that game. We'll go with that. We'll see what happens. Battle of the newly promoted sides up next with Burnley versus Sunderland. And if we're going off the first games of the season, I said it in my prediction that I think Burnley will finish bottom. I feel like Sunderland could turn him over, which is funny because last year Burnley finished so much higher in terms of points than Sunderland, but I just feel like the summer signings that Sunderland have made, I feel like they're going to just propel them up. And I'm going to go 2-0 Sunderland. 2-0, another clean sheet, back-to-back clean sheets for Sunderland, 2-0. Oh, I don't know who the hell I'm going to pick to score. I'm going to have to quickly look at the team because I'm not, like, insanely familiar with it. How did they line up last week? Let's just have a quick look. Oh, God, this is taking longer than I thought. Sorry, viewers, if you're still watching. I love you. Quick, we're letting them down. Right, so last week they lined up. Mayenda scored as well. I think I said Mayenda last week, actually, as a goal scorer. So I'll go with Mayenda, and I will go with Adingra to get his first goal. I feel like he didn't have, like, a fantastic game last week, but I'll go with Adingra. So, 2-0, Mayenda and Adingra both to score. Brentford versus Aston Villa is the final 3 o'clock game, I think, of Saturday. We'll just check in a second just to make sure. Well, that is an interesting one because Brentford stunk. They absolutely stunk. But I mean, I know Villa had a red card, but they didn't look amazing. They didn't look, as good as they should do against Newcastle. So I'm gonna go 1-0 Aston Villa. On 1-0 Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins. We'll keep it simple. We'll keep it, keep it low on this one. I feel like they're going to be just too good, but, at home for Brentford, they might be able to hold out a bit. It could be 4 or 5-0 Villa, you never know. Or it could be a 3-all. But I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins. The half-5 game, and I think it's going to be a battering. Leeds did very well against Everton, but Arsenal are on another level, aren't they? And I just think they're going to go pretty mental. I'm not sure Eze's cleared to play. I'm not sure if he's signed in time officially. But I think they'll definitely have enough up front with I can't say his name. People have slated me on TikTok for it. I just said Gyökeres to keep it simple, but I think it's like Gyökeres or something like that. Gyökeres. I can't say it. I don't know. Leave me alone. But him, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard still there, Odegaard. They've got enough going forward, haven't they? So I'm gonna go. I want to go 3-0. I want to go Gyökeres to score twice and Saka to score once. That is going to be my prediction. Gyökeres to get off the mark. He's had another week of training. He should look a lot fitter than he did against United. And yeah, I think he'll bag some goals. Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest next. And this, I think, is actually going to be a really tight game. And it's quite an interesting game considering what's happened, in pre-season to do with the Europa League, Conference League sort of spat that's gone down. With Palace obviously being demoted from the Europa League to the conference playoffs, bit of a stinker, and Forest going straight to the Europa League instead. It's at Palace, they've lost Eze. It looks like they will still have Gay for the game, so that's good defensively. I'm gonna go over 1-1. I think is that my first draw that I predicted? I'm gonna go 1-1, and I'm gonna go with Mateta, and I'm gonna go with Gibbs White as my goal scorers. I think it'll be a feisty little affair. There could even be a red card. But yeah, I think 1-1. Next up, we have Everton versus Brighton. And this is a tricky one because obviously Everton looked really poor against Leeds. And, Brighton are a solid team. But it is the first game at the old Hill Dickinson or Dick Hillingson. I don't know. Something about Dick in it. That's all I know. That's all I know about the stadium. Is it Hill Dickens? Dickin something? Hill Dick in your mouth? Dick Hill? I don't know. There's Dick. I don't know. Anyway, it's their first game there competitively, so you'd think they'd be up for it, especially the fans. So, I'm going to go another 1-1. I'm going to go with another 1-1. Brighton's second of the season. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Jared Branthwaite to score. And I'm going to go with... What's his name? I've forgotten his name. He's there in my head. The left winger. What is he called? Give him a name. Mitoma. Jared Branthwaite and Mitoma both to score. 1-1. Everton versus Brighton. The half-4 game on Sunday. Fulham versus Manchester United. It's funny because, United, they played well against Arsenal. They did. But Arsenal played really poorly, and they still didn't concede. And you've got people like Gary Neville now predicting United to finish 4th. That is mental. That is absolutely mental. Judging it after one game where Arsenal really weren't at the races and United were at their peak, and they still lost, and you're putting United 4th. That's crazy, by the way. That is stupid. That being said, I think they could get a result against Fulham. They could, if Sesko starts. Because the first half against Arsenal, they put in quite a few crosses, it seemed like. I feel like there was 2 or 3 times I watched where they put the ball in the box but didn't have a single player. If Sesko was on, he would have been there. But Cunha and Mbeumo both looked decent. I thought Mount had a good game as well. So I think they could get a result here. So I am going to go with 2-1 Manchester United. And I am going to go with Sesko and Mbeumo to score. And I'm going to go with Jimenez to score for Fulham. He's still there, right? I'm not being stupid. I might be being stupid. I just need to make sure. No, he is there. He is there. Sorry. You know, like, sometimes you see, like, players, I don't know. Ignore me. So, yeah, 2-1, Manchester United. And the final game, and some are expecting it to be an absolute bloodbath. Bloody Newcastle fans, eh? Crying over someone who doesn't even love him. We've got Newcastle versus Liverpool. Now, it will be tasty, especially with the atmosphere. And I think the Newcastle players actually do need to be careful. Because the way that their fans are acting online, it's like they're going to be going in for every challenge 2-footed. And they're not, let's be honest. As soon as like 1 or 2 of them get yellow cards, the really physical challenges will stop. There'll be a couple of meaty challenges where they win the ball. But as soon as they make like 1 mistake, yellow card, that'll be it. So I'm going to go with, because of how toothless Newcastle looked against a 10-man Aston Villa, I'm going to go with 2-0 Liverpool. I'm going to go with an Ekitike goal and a Salah goal again. Florian Wirtz with 2 assists. That's what we'll go with. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. 2-0 Liverpool, Ekitike and Salah. Nice, easy 3 points. Lovely stuff. So that's it for my predictions this week. We'll come back next week and see how I got on. I was meant to do a video for last weekend, but I never had a chance to record it, unfortunately, with work. So yeah, we should be back next week with a nice little video, seeing how we got on with these and what we thought of each game on the weekend. But yeah, if you liked, please like. If you really liked, think about subscribing. We've just hit 50 subscribers, which is really cool. And yeah, this has been quite fun so far. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. My outro's mess. It's a mess, alright. Just like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.